we have a rectangle problem, and as soon as I see that we've got a rectangle problem, I'm going to draw a rectangle. Any rectangle will do. Now let's read through and see if we can label our rectangle. It says the length of the rectangle is 4 yards more than twice the width. So the length is given in terms of the width, and as I read this, the length comes first, the width comes second. Typically, almost every time in these word problems, you let x be the item that comes second. So that's the width. So over here, I'm going to label that as x. That's what comes second. The length is given in terms of the width. And now, what do I know about the length? Well, the length is 4 yards more than twice the width. Okay, so if I knew twice the width, I'd add 4 to it. So let's write this. Here's twice the width, right? And then it's 4 more. And now we are given that the area is 70. So I'll write that. The area is 70, but just the area of a rectangle. How do we get the area of a rectangle? Well, the area of a rectangle, some formulas we just have to know. The length times the width, so that's 70. And in our problem, here's the length, here's the width. So for us, the length is 2x plus 4 times the width, which is x, and that's 70. Let's multiply through. So we'll get 2x squared plus 4x equals 70. Our old friendly quadratic equation. Let's get everything on one side, 0 on the other, and see if we can factor this. So let's subtract that 70. So we'll get 2x squared plus 4x minus 70 equals 0. All three numbers there are even. I'm going to factor out a 2, and that'll leave me with x squared plus 2x minus 35 is 0. I think I can see the factored form of this. Write our two parentheses, anticipating we can factor it. Don't forget to equal 0. How about x and x? Now, how do you get a 35? 35 and 1? I can't get a 2 out of that. 7 and 5, and that differs by 2. I think that'll work. 7 and 5. And let's see, the 35 is negative, so these two numbers have opposite signs. I'm going to put the plus here. That'll give me 7x minus 5x is 2x. And from here, I can get x is negative 7 and 5. But it's a word problem, so follow it back. What was x? Follow it all the way back. What was x? X is the width of a rectangle. Now down here, I got two numbers. The width can't be a negative number, right? So we can toss that one out. And now we're going to claim, I'll do it up here, we're going to claim that x is equal to 5. So we're saying that the width is 5. But there's something else going on here. If you look at our unknowns, right back at the beginning, you had x. There's also this one, the length, 2x plus 4. So I'm going to write that right below. I'll have all my unknowns right here. So what is 2x plus 4? Now, there's x right there. So it's 2 times 5 plus 4. Looks like 10 plus 4 is 14. Okay, so here's what we can say. The width of this rectangle is 5 yards, and the length of the rectangle is 14 yards.